Good morning. Welcome to Cornwall. Civic Sports Complex, home of the Cornwall Colts. Beautiful day for some hockey. This is the U13C championship game between the Smith Falls Cubs and the NEPEAN Wildcats. These two teams battled all year. Definitely both teams deserve to be here. All right, go Cubs, go. Gonna be a battle. France. They take the face off. Starting at center. Roden on the right. Cooper on the left. Oh, Cubs tip it into their own net. To start the game off. They said we're gonna give you one to make it even. Start this again. 1-0 Wildcats. France on the draw, wins it back. LeBlanc moves up, makes a pass to the wall. Cubs get it back out to neutral ice. Wildcats pick it up in their own zone, number 4. Pressured there. Pushed down deep into the corner behind the net now. Wildcats send it back to the point. Cubs take it away. They keep it in. They get it centered to the slot. Shot attempt there by Cooper. Got a shot on the net. Bring a face off inside the Wildcat zone. Face off win for the Cubs. Shot right up the draw. Jarbo. Nickel gets the rebound. She sends it into the crease. Nobody home. On the backside to clean that up. Here come the Wildcats breaking out of their zone up to neutral ice. 18 makes the line, dumps it in along the wall. 7 gets there, passes out front for 18. Couldn't get a shot off. Preston was there to defend the net, send it to the corner. 18 in the corner now. She circles back behind the net. Plays it out from behind there, intercepted by the Cubs. Livia Nickel gets it to the point, kept in at the line by 12. She turns and lofts one in towards the net. Crawford with a save, second save on the rebound. And she holds on for a face-off. To the left of the goaltender. Cubs get the draw. They push it up the middle. France tries to get it out. Blocked at the line by 15 for the Cats. Cubs chip it out over the blue line to neutral ice. Picked up there by Fresh. He makes a move. He's got a lay and a step on her defender. Knocked off the stick there by 15 before he can get around the edge. Played around to the far side at the hash marks. Picked up by the Cats. Stopped at the blue line. Second attempt gets out and all the way down to the Cubs territory. Picked up there by France. He rims it around to the near side, picked up at the hash marks and cleared out of the zone by Roden. Back into the Cubs zone by the Wildcats, back out to neutral ice by the Cubs. Back into the Cubs zone. Played cross ice by LeBlanc. Off the wall. Prout's going for it. We can catch up to the puck. Wildcats play it to the line, kept in there. Shot towards the net by the Cubs. Into the near side corner. Prout pressures in. Wildcats take control behind the net. Played out to the line, kept in there by 12. She sends a shot through, rebounds in front. Logan couldn't collect the loose puck. Played back to the point. 4 sends a shot through, all the way by the net. Just missed the post. Flex off the back wall around to the hash marks. They battle for it there. Cubs come away with it. Kept in at the line. Wildcats take it and get it back out to neutral ice. Played back deep into the zone by Preston for the Cubs. In behind the net, 44. Rims it around the wall, 13. She chips it up and out of the zone to neutral ice. Picked up there by the Cubs. Wallace, she skates up through neutral ice. Gets in over the line. They're going to say offside. I don't think so. Looked like everybody held the position before she carried it into the zone, but offside is the call. Face off at neutral ice outside the Wildcats end. Cubs get it into the Wildcats zone. Wildcats play it back out to neutral ice. 16 or 18 pressured there by Wallace. Wallace sends it in behind the net. Wildcats played around to the far side. Cubs get it out. James, her own end. She plays it up, just up over the bench. Out of play to bring a face off inside the Cubs zone. To the right of Crawford. Cubs win the draw back behind the net. James gets there. Oh, she clears it right on her own net. Almost got her second goal of the game. Face off win for the Cubs, picked up by James. She circles to the wall, sends it around the wall to Nickel. Nickel out of the zone for Jarbo. Tipped away there by the Wildcats defender. Cubs play it back in. Side the Wildcats blue line, picked up there by the Wildcats, cleared out of the zone to the Cubs blue line. Dumped back up ice to the Wildcats blue line just inside, played back to neutral ice. And here comes Jarbo. She picked it up off the wall. She was pressured there Puck knocked away by the Wildcats. Defender. LeBlanc steps up, clears it all the way down. Not enough for icing. 15 back to play it for the Wildcats. She plays a pass up the wing, intercepted at the line by Wallace. She gets it to the hash marks, tries to get it deep. Blocked there by the Wildcats. Played up to the blue line and out. Carried over the line to neutral ice. Into the Cubs territory. Bodied hard there by, who is that? Preston. Played around to the far side. Picked up off the wall by the Wildcats. They try to center it. Slot. Shot. Blocked in front. Second shot. Trickles wide. Off a stick. Left it out of the corner. Tried to play it in front there with the Wildcats. Knocked away. Around the net to the far side. Cubs pick it up off the wall. They chip it out over the blue line to neutral ice. Pressured there by Roden. Couldn't get a piece of the puck. Nice long pass out of the zone by Preston up for Roden. She tries to get in over the line. Pressured just inside the blue line. Played to the blue line. Kept in by Wallace. She plays it to the far side. Picked off by the Wildcats. Played around the boards. Kept in at the line by the Cubs. Sent back deep into the Wildcats zone. In behind the net. 15. She rims it around to the point. Kept in there by Preston. She centers it for Wallace. Wallace takes, oh, sorry, I guess that was a pass in. A one-time attempt went wide. Wildcats send it all the way down. Not enough for icing. Preston picks it up inside her own zone. Plays it around to the far side, up the wing to neutral ice, just out of the reach of our winger there, Trout. Cubs are on a change as they dump it into the Wildcats zone. Wildcats, number 8, tried to break into the zone, intercepted by the Cubs. Here comes France the other way. He gets it in over the line. Right, pressures in the corner. She takes it away. She's got James at the point. He was pressured. Loose puck comes to the line. Cubs couldn't keep it in. Wildcats get it neutral ice, chipped off the wall down into the Cubs zone. Picked up there by LeBlanc and sent down back into the Wildcat zone, played by number 4. Along the wall to neutral ice, picked up by LeBlanc and passed up to Roden. Roden gets in over the line, plays it to the wing for Cooper. She couldn't get there in time. Wildcats get it to the line, kept in by the Cubs. Second try, gets out to neutral ice. 7 has some space on the wing, but LeBlanc closed the gap. Loose puck played out of the zone by Roden. She was looking for right on the far side. Intercepted by the Wildcats. They play it in on the net. Crawford out to play it. She covers up to bring up the top inside the Cubs zone to her left. The only thing we know how to do says the only thing we know how to do. Face off, Wallace. Cubs get the draw. They get it out of the zone. Here comes Liv. Tipped it out of the zone just a little too far ahead of herself to catch up. Wildcats get there first. They keep it out of the zone. The neutral ice, played by Preston off the wall. Back into the Wildcat zone. They dump it all the way out and down. It's going to be icing on the Wildcats. Face off down in their end of the ice. Wallace on the draw. Wins the draw. Wildcats push forward. Carried out to neutral ice. Knocked off the stick there by the Cubs defense. Sent back into the Wildcat zone. They play it back up the wing. 17. Didn't get it deep. They battle for it along the wall. Ooh. Wildcats player. A little cross check in there on our Cubs player Preston. Knocked her down. No call. Puck picked up inside the Cubs line. Play to the line by Wallace up for France. She couldn't get a handle on it. Knocked away to the far side. Wildcats pick it up on the boards. Taken away just at the blue line by the Cubs. France comes the other way. She dumps it in deep. She's pushed there as she sent it around to the far side. Off the wall, Wildcats pick it up. Nope, deflected off a Cubs player and out over the bench. Linesman late on the whistle there. Face off. Outside the Wildcat zone. France wins it back. Roden picks it up. Oh, Fan on the dump in attempt. Gets it in over the line, but the Wildcats are easily get it back out to neutral ice. LeBlanc picks it up at the red line and sends it deep. Far side. Stop there along the wall. Crouch. He sends one into front for Roden. Rebounds there off the stick of the goaltender for the Wildcats. Collected by the Wildcats defense and carried up out of the zone. Number 5. She gets in over the blue line into the Cubs territory. She's pressured there by LeBlanc. She tries to play it around the wall to the point. Roden got there first. Made a little pass to France. France in over the line. She tried to get it to Prout. Out of her reach. Just ahead of the stick of Prout. Wildcats get into the line. Kept in there by James. Wildcats just inside their own blue line. They ice it. To bring the face off back down in the Wildcat zone. Wallace on the draw. Wins it. Oh, Roden overskated. It went right to the net there. Wildcats take advantage. They come the other way. Off the wall. 7. Tries to play it to the net. Back in front. At the buzzer. Crawford with the save. Pretty even play, both teams so far. Other than the one own goal that we scored on our own net. To give the Wildcats a 1-0 lead after 1. Let's get some pressure on these Wildcats here, girls. Wallace in to take the face off to start the second period. Wildcats get the draw, taken away by the Cubs at neutral ice. They clear it back to the Wildcats blue line. Wildcats defense number 12 dumps it in deep into the Cubs end. Picked up there by number 18 in the corner. So he plays it around the wing. Intercepted there by Roden. Dumped out to neutral ice. 12 sends it back in to the Wildcats. Played from behind the net by Roovers. To the point. Kept in by the Wildcats. Played in deep. Into the corner. Centering attempt by number 7 for the Wildcats. Blocked by the Cubs. They get it to the point. Kept in by 14 there. She circles away from defense and sends one through. Blocked. Tipped up in the air. Bouncing puck in front in the slot. Played with a high stick. Going to be blown dead, and face-off will be inside the Cubs zone. Ramped on the draw. Side her own end. Loose puck. Picked up by James and played up ice. Jarbo. Jarbo to Nickel. Jarbo. Back to Jarbo. Nickel should have probably just carried it in there. Went for the extra pass at the line. Played in. Oh, out to the line. Wildcats have a 2-on-1 developing here. They get stopped up. James with a good stick at the line stops that from developing. Back to neutral ice. France plays a backhand into the Wildcats zone, picked up by 15 to the line. France kept it in, but it squeaked out over the line to neutral ice, and Cubs had to tag up. France dumps it in behind the net. Nickel into pressure. Sent around to the point, kept in there by LeBlanc and played in deep in behind the net of the Wildcats. Pressured there by Jarbo. 15 hits the brakes, reverses to the far side. Oh, her pass intercepted. Shot. Oh, Prout with the laser beam from the top of the circle. Intercepts the outlet pass attempt and buries the biscuits. 8:06 remaining in the second period. This game is tied, 1 apiece. Face off. They battle for it off the draw. Cubs come away with it. Dumped deep into the zone there by Roden. She's going to pressure in. 14 hits the brakes. Reverses to the far side. Good forecheck there by Wallace. She gets the puck back to the point. Kept in there by Ruvers. Her dump in attempt intercepted by 5. She's going to carry it out of the zone back down into the Cub zone. She's bodied hard on the wall there by Preston. Taken out of the play. Out to the point. Wildcats pressured there by Prout. Knock the puck away. They get it into the corner shot. Sharp angle off the side of the net. Played around to the point. Prout with a nice pass cross ice for Roden. She tries to push it into the zone ahead of the defense. Didn't beat her in the foot race. Played back around to the point. Picked up there by Wallace. She tried a short pass in for Roden, intercepted by that's 14. She comes the other way. It's a shot wide into the near side corner. 13 battles for it there with Wallace. Wallace gets it loose. Out to Prout at the point. Tries to get it out over the line. Kept in by the Wildcats. They take a shot from there into the back of number 18. He collects the rebound in the corner. Circles away from the defense. Gets it back to the point. Dumped in deep into the corner. Go to the reach of 18 there. Ruvers back to play it. She's pressured there by 2 Wildcats. Oh, the wraparound attempt. Blocked there. Nice save by Crawford. She got to the post in time. Played out to the point. Kept in by the Wildcats. It's going to be icing on the Cubs. To bring a face off back down inside the Cubs end of the ice. To the left of Crawford. France to take the face off. She wins it to the wall. Wildcats come away with it. They get it in behind the net to the near side. Chipped in to the corner there by 55 for 7. Good play there by France to get in there and battle for the puck. She jarred it loose, sent it around to the far side. Kept in by the Wildcats. Played deep into the corner. France gets in there, digs it loose, plays it up the wall for Roden. Roden chips it out past the defender to neutral ice for Cooper Wright. She skates away with it. Up over the line, gets a shot. Didn't get enough of it. Sent it towards the net, sticked away there by the goaltender for the Wildcats. Played around to the far side on the wall. 7 makes a short pass to 18 out over the blue line, intercepted there by France and dumped back in. Cubs are onside. They get back into the play. Inside the Wildcat zone, they clear it out over the blue line. Cubs got a tag up. Dumped back into the Wildcat zone after it squeaked out over the line. Long lead pass up by the Wildcats to the Cubs blue line. Stopped inside there by the Cubs. Picked up by 18. She tries to make her way to the net. Knocked off her stick back to the point. Shot sent from in. Oh, just inside the blue line. Tipped onto the net. Crawford had to be sharp. He gets a stick on it and pounces on the loose puck. Rebound for the face-off. Her right. Wallace on the draw. Wins it back. In behind the net, Ruvers. Rims it around to the far side. Jarbo on the far side. Tried to tip it past the forward checking Wildcats player. Wildcats keep it in. They send it to the near side. Centering attempt intercepted by Rivers. She gets a long pass up for Jarbo. Jarbo leaves it for Wallace. Wallace tries to carry it in over the line. Knocked off her stick at the blue line. Cubs get it back in. Wildcats clear it back out all the way down. Should be icing, but makes it. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, it's icing. Preston dumps it out of the zone. We got a 2-on-1 developing here for the Cubs. Wallace carries it over the line. She looks for the shot. Oh, deflected off the defenseman's skate and trickled wide. Played out of the corner, back to the point. Roofers with a shot. Fanned on it. Loose puck. Goes to the Wildcats. They carry it back to neutral ice. Pressured at the blue line. Pressing with the body. Good positioning there. To knock her man off the puck and clear the zone. Back down into the Wildcats end of the ice. And he carried up, pass up to the Cubs blue line. 13 couldn't get it in over the line. She had it knocked off her stick. As she tried to carry it in, dumped around to the far corner. James plays it in behind the net. Preston intercepted by the Wildcats. Preston got there and wouldn't let her loose. They cycle it down low. Wildcats, they pull it out beside the net, tried to wrap around, stuffed there by Crawford. Played around the boards near side. Prout battles for it along the wall. Wildcats send a shot wide. Comes out to the point of the blue line. Cubs get it out. Roden plays a pass up to the Wildcats blue line. Prout in over the line. She's bumped inside there. Puck comes loose. Wildcats get it. Played out of the corner for 5. She's hit there by Roden and knocked to the ice. Wildcats clear the zone out to the red line. Played back by Wallace for James. Inside her own blue line, James chips it back to neutral ice. That'll bring or send them offside. They had to tag up. They're good to go now. Cubs play it all the way down. And stopped at the Wildcats blue line by the defense of the Wildcats. Played back to the Cubs. Cubs get it in the Wildcat zone. They had to tag up. Carried out of the zone by the Cats. They tried to chip it in. Stopped at the line by Prout. Loose puck picked up by James. She plays it all the way up for Wallace. Wallace tries to get by the defenseman. She does. Has a chance to the net here. Nope. Held up by 73 on her. Whoa, and taken down in the corner too. Could be a hold or a hook. She's got her stick wrapped around her waist. Puck's still there as they battle for it. Finally blown down by the linesman. To bring a face off to the left of the tender. Inside the Cats zone. Wallace in for the face off. Cats with it. Long lead pass out of the zone. Just behind the intended recipient. Played off the wall there to center by the Wildcats. They get into the line. 18 tries to make a push to the net. She pokes it by Crawford to the corner. She picks it up herself. Centering attempt. Gets in front. Oh, 7 takes a shot. Saved by Crawford. Got the stick on it. Knocked it wide. Laid around to the far side in behind the net. 55 for the Wildcats. Gets there. Plays it for 7. She's pressured by Wallace. Wallace turns. Fires it to the point. Roden tries to get it out over the blue line. She's pressured. Poked down into the corner. Cubs collected. Oh, pass intercepted. Trying to leave the zone. Shot there by 18 off the crossbar. Rebound to the corner. Played around to the far side now. 55 along the wall. She's pressured there. Cubs get it to the line. Kept in by 14. She stick handles. Sends a shot through. Deflects on the way in. Bouncing puck. Shot saved by Crawford. Second shot saved by Crawford. Played out to the slot. Comes all the way out to the point. Oh, makes it by the defense there. That's a good. Oh, nice. That would have been a goal, but there's going to be a penalty called here on the Cubs for interference, I believe, inside their own end when the puck was in front of their net. Cross check or interference? Cross checking on Preston. It's a bad call. I don't agree. Power play Wildcats. Would have been a goal for right there. She breaking out of the zone. But of course, the Wildcats goalie was leaving the net because of the penalty. Oh, they played up front. Shot. Point blank save by Crawford. 29 seconds left in the second period. We are tied at 1 apiece. Face off. Win for the Cubs. They play it in on their own net. Intercepted on the way to the net by James, and she dumps it all the way down to kill some time off the penalty. Darbo pressures in deep. Pass. Oh, gets out of the zone all the way up to the red line. Picked up there by James. She intercepts, plays it back off the wall to the Wildcats line. 3, 2, 1 on the clock. That'll do it for the second period. Cubs come back and get one to tie it. To set up a dandy third period here. Crawford doing a good job to hold the Cubs in this game. Let's go, Cubs. Let's have a hell of a period here. First things first, got to kill off this penalty. 1:18 left in the power play for the Wildcats to start the third. Trout. Take the face off. Cubs win it forward. Nickel didn't carry it in the zone, knocked away. Played back down into the Cubs end of the ice. Bounces in beside the net to the corner. Played up the wall there by LeBlanc. Picked off by number 5. She keeps it in deep. Plays it to 13 in the corner. 13 as the Wildcats set up the power play. Back to the point. 4 takes a shot. Blocked there by Nickel. Deflection picked up by Prout and cleared the length of the ice to kill some time off the penalty. 45 seconds remains in the power play for the Wildcats. They send a long lead pass out of the zone. Deflected off of Wallace's stick. Didn't make it to the intended recipients. Wildcats carry it back into the Cubs zone. Shot towards the net. Picked off by Wallace. She carries it behind the net. Plays it around to the far side. Trout at the wing. Tries to chip it by her man at the point. Kept in by the Wildcats. Intercepted inside the zone by the Cubs, and they send France on a break. She tries to come in off the wing with a shot. Oh, she goes cheddar, baby! France! What a shot! Picks the corner. Hello! Cubs take a 2-1 lead early in the third period. It's 13 seconds remaining in the power play for the. That's a short-handed goal, by the way. 10 seconds left on the clock for the penalty to the Cubs. And then we'll be back to 5-on-5. That'll do it. We got our 5th player back out there. Wildcats from their own end stopped at the blue line. A clearing attempt by Prout at the blue line. She dumps it back in deep. Wildcats play it to the line. Good pinch there by the Cubs D. Keep it into the zone. Played towards the net. Picked up by the Wildcats. Number 12. She's going to carry it in behind her net. She looks to the wing for 55. Bounced off the wall all the way down. They got a man in behind LeBlanc and picked up by 18. They cut to the net. Shot. Saved by Crawford. She tries to go 5-hole. Crawford's not having any of that shit. Stonewalls her. Big stop. To maintain a 2-1 lead here in the third period. 10:04 remains in the game. France in for the face-off. He wins it. Preston picks up the puck, plays it around behind the net, up the wing for Cooper. Right, plays it out of the zone for France. France chips it down the wall, picked up at the uh, Wildcats blue line by the Cats. They play it back into the Cubs zone. Over the line. France almost took it back there. She lost the handle. Cats get it deep. Preston in behind her net. She looks for a long lead pass out of the zone. Gets it to the blue line. Right, gets it out the rest of the way to neutralize. Played back in by the Cats. Played back out by Preston up for Roden. Cats play it from their own zone to the blue line. France keeps it in, gets it to Roden. Roden plays it back to neutralize for Preston. Preston dumps it in deep, in behind the Cats' net. Wildcats play it around to the far side and out over the blue line to neutral ice. Hoover's there, tried to dump it back in. Oh, she's able to knock it away from the Wildcats player. Play to the far wall at neutral ice. They battle for it there. Loose puck comes out to Wallace. She dumps it all the way down. They're going to waive the icing. Cats push it out over their line. They get it in to the Cubs territory. Lead pass out of the reach of 13, intercepted by James. She plays it up the wall for Nickel. Nickel gets it to Wallace. Wallace back to Nickel, knocked away at the blue line. Here come the Cats the other direction. They dump it into the Cubs zone, played there by LeBlanc up the wall. Just tipped off a Jarbo's stick. It's all the way down in the Wildcats zone. They send it in behind their net. Pressured there by Jarbo. Out to the point. LeBlanc pinches in. Cubs couldn't keep it in the zone. Wildcats, they get it to neutralize. They battle for it along the wall. Wallace in there with LeBlanc. 18. I think that's their best player. 18 for the Wildcats. He pushes it down the wall into the Cubs zone. Wallace comes back to help out. Takes it away. They get it to the line. Kept in there by 7. She tried to get a shot off. Blocked there by the Cubs D. Out to the point 4. She winds up and takes a shot. Bounces on the way in. Blockered away by Crawford to the far corner. James picks it up and gets a long pass out for Wallace at neutral ice. Just missed her. She goes for a change with the rest of the line. Wildcats in their own zone. They try to break out. They get it to the line. Intercepted pass at neutral ice by Prout. Tries to make a short pass in for Roden. Gets it to her. Roden in over the line. She's got France on the far side. Cut into the net. She's met there with defender 14. He takes it away and carries it in behind. She plays it to the far side, off the wall, 55. Chips it out to neutral ice. Taken away there by Preston. She dumps it back in deep. Sends the Cats back into their own end. 7 plays it up ice and all the way down. Preston's going to get back there to play it for the Cubs. She circles. Plays it all the way out to neutral ice. Picked up there by the Cats and sent into the Cubs bench. They would have play. Bring a face off. Outside the Wildcat zone, neutral ice. Wallace on the draw. Cubs battle for the loose puck. Wildcats play it down to the Cubs blue line, stopped there by LeBlanc. She plays it back out to neutral ice. Wildcats dump it back in deep. Into the Cubs zone. James from behind her own net. Plays a cross ice pass. Just out of the reach of Roden. Behind her. She tries to chase it down. Almost had it. Almost took it away from the number 4 in the defense for the Wildcats. They take over in their own end. They play it to neutral ice. Played in over the line, 55. Challenged there by James, knocked away. On the wall, Roden picks it up. She sends a pass out to neutral ice, looking for right. Shot from the high slot, saved by Crawford. He says, "Get that garbage out of here." 5:42 on the clock for the game. 2-1 Cubs lead. Face off to the left of the tender in the Cubs zone. Face off win for the Wildcats. They send one through the slot to the far side. Jarbo gets there. Couldn't clear the zone. Had it knocked off her stick. Played to the point. Shot from there. Deflects off a body on the way in. Picked up by Jarbo. She chips at it. Tries to get it out. Kept in at the line by the Wildcats. Preston steps up. Pushes it to the line. Kept in again. Oh, almost sent Nickel on a break just out of her reach, collected by 14, dumped back into the Cubs zone as it came out over the line to neutralize. In behind the net, Preston sends it to the wall. Picked up there by Jarbo. She clears it up, tries a short pass for France. France takes over. She gets in over the line, sends a shot towards the net, bounces wide off the end boards. Come on. Cats play it to the line. France with a shot from there. Oh, tricky shot. Off the pad of the goaltenders. Rebound sent to the corner. Picked up by the Wildcats there. They get it out. Played to the Cubs line, just in over. Dumped down to the. What's the call here? Too many men? Yeah, too many men on the Wildcats. It's going to be a power play here for the Cubs. Cubs to the PP here for 2. 4:30 on the clock. Wallace in for the face-off. Deep in the Wildcats zone. Cubs win the draw. Shot off the draw. Goes 5-hole. Through. Finds the back of the net. So take a 2-goal lead here with 4:26 remaining in the game. Power play goal. Cubs. On a tie-up play by Wallace. Tied her man up. Left the puck there for Prout. Cut in off the wing. Picked it up and got a screenshot in on the net. Right through the legs. Cubs pressure forward into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats get it back to neutral ice. Taken away there by Wallace. Wallace plays it back for James. James sends it up the wall. The neutral ice for Prout. Oh, knocked away there just outside the Cubs line. Taken back by Prout. Good job there to get back. Wildcats dump it deep. Cubs sent it around to the point. Couldn't keep it in. Gets by the defenseman at the point there. 13. She dumps it back in. Cats have to get on side. They tag up. James turns, passes. Stopped at the blue line there by 7. Taken over by Wallace for the Cubs. She gets it up for Prout. In over the blue line. Played back out of the zone by the Cats. Roden back. Bank shot off the wall for Wallace. Played by 18 for the Wildcats. Cubs get to the line. Try to dump it in. France gets it in over the line. Couldn't get it past the defender. Cleared back out to neutral ice by the Cats. Cats at their own blue line. Knocked off the stick there by Wright. Neutral zone play. Taken away by Wright. Their backhander intercepted at the Cats blue line. They ship it up the boards. Taken away by France. She gets a pass up for Roden. Roden in over the line. Takes a shot at the net. It trickles in over the line. Oh, that goalie's having a rough day. Roden sends a trick shot in. So they take a 4-1 lead with 2:52 remaining in the game. Stranglehold. Don't change a thing. Just keep playing the way you are. Face off. Loose puck. Comes to the Cubs. Preston sends it the length of the ice to get an icing call. Bring the face-off down in the Cubs end of the ice. They're going to be pulling the goalie anytime here to try to get the extra attacker to try to get back in this game. Possibly, maybe not. Maybe they figure it's too far gone. But if that was me, I'd have the goalie out right now with the extra attacker with the face-off deep in the Cubs end of the ice. Cubs clear it out over the line. Jarbo takes over. She's knocked off the puck there, picked up inside the Wildcat zone. 15. She carries it behind her net. Rimmed around to the near side. 5. Chips it off the wall out to the blue line. Gets past Roovers there. Wildcats carry it back in. Nickel battles along the wall. She gets it back out. Darbo tries to get there. Forces the Wildcats to dump it in behind the Cubs net. Played cross ice to Nickel. She chips it out of the zone to neutral ice. Nickel on the forecheck. Forces the pass. D to D. 14 carries it up. Gets it over the line. Sends it in around behind the net. James tries to track it down. 8 meets her there. They battle for it. Sent towards net. Intercepted by Wallace. Wallace carries it from behind her net. She had it knocked off her stick by 18. Picked up there by LeBlanc and dumped out of the zone. Not going to be enough for ice, but France might get there first. Oh, they race for it. 13 just did enough to get there and knock the puck away from France before she could get a clean shot off. Deflected in behind the net to the corner. Sent out to the point. Shot from there. Ooh, goaltender juggled that. In and out of the trapper on that point shot from LeBlanc. 1:15 remains. And the Cubs will be crowned the champions of the league. Face-off win for the Wildcats. They sent it up to the line, kept in by James. She takes a shot from the point. Deflected wide on the way in, played in behind the net. Out to the point again. LeBlanc pinches in. Stops the breakout. Played along the line. Cubs keep it in. France plays it deep into the Wildcat zone. 12 for the Cats. Picks it up from behind her net. She's pressured there by Roden. 12 carries it up through neutral ice. She gets it over the line, takes a knuckler in on the net, kicked away there by Crawford to the corner, played out of the corner by James. Kept in there by the Wildcats. 8 plays it into the corner for 18. Prout battles for it in there. Comes loose. The Wildcats carried in behind the net, taken away. 29 seconds on the clock. They play it to the point, kept in. Prout takes the puck and ices it. It's going to leave about 20 seconds on the clock for another face-off. 20.7. For a face-off down in the Cubs end. To the left of Crawford. Cubs take a timeout, or maybe the Cubs take a timeout. She's all over but the crying now, folks. Cubs battle back. They peaked at the right time, I'll tell you that. They've been playing lights out hockey the last month of the season. Right on time. Great goaltending by Crawford in between the pipes. And some great offense. Face off. Oh, quick shot there. Screen goes wide of the net to the far corner. Wright's just going to try to eat it on the boards and kill the rest of the clock out. Preston does so. They pick it loose. 18 tries to get it out front. Taken away and cleared to the wall by the Cubs. And time runs out on the Wildcats, and the Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. Congratulations, girls. Well earned. champions. I'll hang in there to watch the celebration for yous. Get somebody to take some pics of Liv for me. Comeback victory.
Let's give them both a big round of applause.
Actually, the Cubs scored all the goals in this game. All 5 goals were scored by the Cubs. They even put one in their own basket.
The coaches can now present the players the medals.
Like I said, these two teams have battled all season together. It was a pretty even match all season, but the Cubs were able to step it up a notch in this game. They won it when it counted. You'd think that would automatically qualify you for the provincials, but we didn't qualify. Well, that's good momentum to take into Brampton anyway. Good job, Wildcats. We had a hell of a season. Get your helmets off. There's Livy. Good girl. All right, folks. I'm gonna wrap it up so I can get over and take some pictures of my own. Thanks for joining. Cheers. See you next year.